BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. So, yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money and crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to go deeper into crypto, make sure to check out BitLab. Well, it's not under the table. Here it is. BitLabAcademy.com. That's it. You gotta just do that again. Right there. There it is. God, that's terrible. It's hard to point to that box.
Well, I moved it on.
You moved it?
Yeah, see? Now it's easier to point at it.
Well, no, I can't. I can't get
Reach
that low on the
forward.
table, though. I have to go below the...
No, you have to go forward.
BitLab. Oh,
Look at that.
God, you're a spatial genius, TJ. It's amazing.
I just looked at where the mannequin or the little toys were.
Yeah. Well, guys, today, just like these White Walkers up here, Ethereum is dead. We're officially moving on from Ethereum today, as you saw from the title, correct?
Yes.
Ethereum is dead. We'll be talking about that. You guys know where I stand on that. Ethereum is not actually dead. Some people are saying it is, though. That's what some people are saying. You know, sometimes we do a title and it's what other people are saying. And then I come on and tell you why I think it's still great. So we'll be taking a look at Ethereum in today's video. We got a special guest. We'll be talking about metaverse gaming. We'll be talking about what's going on with the markets. Somebody that's been around in the markets for, going back to 2012, kind of when I came in. Bitcoin has not been doing that great. What's the price of Bitcoin at right now, TJ? Do you know?
I think it's 46-ish.
I had a long in at 47.
46.2.
Ugh. Gosh, I hope I'm not. I don't think I got liquidated on it. Let me see what happened. I'm definitely negative on the trade a pretty good bit here, I think. Let's see what it says here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. I put a stop loss in. Ooh. I thought I got liquidated for a second. I put a stop loss in. I got stopped out a while back, so wasn't too bad. 20% down on the trade. But our contest is still doing pretty well. We are in the, let's see where we're at. I don't want to look at my ranking because it's terrible. We're coming in at number, is that correct? We were at number 4. See if that's accurate. Yeah, we are at number 3, I think. We had dropped down to actually number 4. We're doing pretty good on the competition. As you guys can see, we are at number 3 at 54%. We got some you know what I've been thinking about, TJ?
What's that?
I've been thinking about doing like a separate trading channel. I haven't discussed this with you. I meant to discuss it today.
Yeah. So like a channel where it's all charts and
Yeah,
trading?
we bring in an expert TA guy. We do the Matty B stuff over there. Maybe we do a live stream every day. I want to build a trading community because what I realize is we have a lot of dynamite traders in this community.
Yeah.
You know? So we got some dynamite traders and they're crushing it. I'm actually negative. Sorry, I'm dying. I swallowed down the wrong pipe. So I may die during the show today, but
That's always risky.
it's always risky, going down the wrong pipe. So, but the fact is we got a lot of killer traders in our community and I think we should take advantage of that.
Yeah, I like that. Or we could, and we've got the Discord as well, the BitLab Discord in there with a lot of strong traders and, people helping each other out.
Yeah, I think the lab would be the place where we assemble the community there.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think we should do that.
Yeah. So,
Just
man,
do
this
it
throat is really rough right now. I feel like I'm
some-
going to cough every minute.
Where's the throaty Cody?
I have been drinking the 30 Cody.
It shows.
Yeah, I have been. It's not helping right now.
Oh. Well,
We know how tall Ben is. How tall is a Christmas tree? That's a 7-foot tree right there, guys. 7-foot tree. That's an 8-foot tree over there. maybe 34 feet. Okay. All right. Well, let's go and get started, guys. Let's see what's going on here. 1.43 million subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for that. Hey, guys, look at this. Big announcement. We just got verified on Twitter.
yay.
So I got the email this morning at like probably 9 or 10. Finally, it's the last platform we weren't verified. And I clicked on it and I clicked on my profile. I literally got to see the check pop up. It's pretty cool. Got to see the check pop up. So finally, I mean, thank God. So many people are getting scammed out there. 393,000 followers on BitBoy_crypto. You guys want to see here's a picture of me and my wife over here. Is a picture of, this is a video
Anniversary
from our
weekend,
Christmas
right?
party. Yeah, we had our anniversary yesterday. We went and took pictures at the church where we got married at 12 years ago.
That's cute.
So, and of course, here is, I took a picture of the Lambo, or an old one. I'm missing the Lamborghini.
Getting it
Still
back
in the shop.
soonish.
You know, I heard that somebody was making fun of the fact I got in a car accident.
Well, that's not very nice.
Not very nice. What kind of person celebrates someone getting in? I was in the car when I got hit. Frank and I were driving back from a charity golf tournament that we had sponsored, and somebody a big giant truck ran into the back of me. So, what kind of person makes fun of someone for getting in a car accident that wasn't their fault? That's
Probably
a
somebody who's
pretty low quality human being there.
I was gonna say probably somebody who's hurting in their own right.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. 2.7 million followers here on TikTok. And let's check out the markets here. See what's going on with this. $2.146 trillion overall market cap, $90 billion. Volume is still very low. Bitcoin dominance, 40.7%, about the same where we left it last week. Ethereum dominance, 21.1%. Look how cheap those gas fees are. 33 Paraguays.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, 33 Paraguays will send you an ETH transaction. Bitcoin coming in, and guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't really do, somebody said the wreck didn't happen. Frank can't get too far from the cage. We have a travel case that he goes in. Yeah, what would they call it? A pet? We have a travel pet carrier. We have. But guys, I have not been doing the night wrap up videos Saturday or Sunday. Now I had some other stuff going on, but there just hasn't been a lot of big news happening. You know, it feels kind of like I don't want to just manufacture those videos at night if there's not big news going on. Right now, it seems like everything that's going on is just related to the Bitcoin price, and it's very deflating in crypto when this is the case. And this does remind you of times where you've been in the doldrums, or times that we've been in the doldrums. Jotty1306 says, you guys trade green dots? We had a great green dot discussion, which, by the way, guys, when we get to the chart, I still believe that these are going to, still believe these green dots are going to play out. And I'm going to, if you didn't know, I believe in them. And I'm going to show you guys something very interesting on the Bitcoin chart when we get there. Somebody says Sander Mana. I'm jumping to AMA on accident. Leave that for AMA, but okay. Put that one on there. I think that's a good question. Bitcoin coming in at 46.2. Ethereum at 38.25. Binance Coin at 513, barely hanging on to $500. Solana getting crushed right now, still down for the week, or up for the week. Cardano just, I mean, do we even talk about Cardano anymore? Is this even a project people are interested in anymore?
According to the chat, Cardano's dead.
Yeah, what do y'all think? Where's the Ada gang? Let them know. Do you think Cardano's dead? It's certainly hibernating, that's for sure. Avalanche up 31% for the week, and Terra Luna up 36% for the week. They've actually moved into number 9 and number 10. Sorry, it's going to be a while before this cough gets out of me. Avalanche and Terra Luna, both top 10 projects kicking out. Polkadot, Dogecoin, and Shiba. Polygon dropped. Didn't Polygon have some problems over the weekend?
I'm not sure. I saw a big story about Uniswap V3 moving towards Polygon, adding them, which will help with a lot of the fees and some of that. But I didn't hear. I'm not sure if they had an issue over the weekend.
Yeah. This is what I'll say about Cardano. I'll say, yeah, there's the Ada gang. They're in here. We've not given up on Cardano. We haven't sold a single one, and we won't give up on it. But what I will say is, it has been pretty boring lately. I will definitely say it has been pretty boring here. Guys, make sure you do us a favor and smash that like button up. It's the number one thing that helps the channel to get more views and get more of the message out for crypto. So right now we got 7,500 viewers, 1,240 likes. Do us a favor, make sure to smash that like button up, and then it'll send more people in here. All you got to do, exit out of the live chat on mobile. This is a key thing people forget to do, because you're watching the chat on mobile and you don't see a like button.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is hit the X, hit the like, and then come back in. And then, same thing if you're watching on a smart TV, you might be like, I can't do it on a smart TV. Yeah, you can. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen, say 3 dots, will say more actions or more options, and you hit react, and then you hit that like button. No, this is definitely not a pandemic. I literally am 100% fine. I swallowed water down the wrong way as I was coming, or no, it was a granola bar, I think. I swallowed down the wrong pipe, and so I just got a little hiccup in my talk right now. Been throat game week from pun any vapor.
All right, we'll start. We'll
That's why I
start
need to use the throaty Cody.
Q&A with this super chat from King Ralph. This is actually something I was talking about with one of our research guys. Mike has a theory on this. Do you think data coins will moon in Web3, storage, SIA, Filecoin, etc.?
You know, storage coins is a niche that I feel like has never collectively pumped.
Right.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I do, but I feel like it's very viable and will be
100%.
needed in the future, but doesn't ever seem to get a lot of attention, hype, love, whatever you want to call it.
I think when you look at different niches that have pumped, I mean, there were certainly several that, you know, NFTs, take for instance, like in 2018, you know, Stash and others were talking about NFTs and they're the next big thing. And then they just sat there and never moved until 2020 or, until 2020, they finally started moving. I think when you look at storage coins, I think there's a big opportunity there. And eventually they will have their day, but they're just ahead of their use case right now. So, you know, how much decentralized storage do we really need when everything's not on blockchain? I think when we start moving towards more stuff on blockchain, there's going to be a bigger need. So I do think, I mean, Web3 is certainly rising up to be such a hot buzzword right now.
Yep.
And not just in crypto. That's what I'm saying on TikTok. People making Web3 videos have nothing to do with crypto.
Yeah.
So it's a very popular topic, kind of the same thing we saw with NFTs. So I think one day, but I don't think anytime soon.
No, I could see it being decent in the next cycle, you know, 3 years from now, or, you know, next couple of years out, like kind of like what you're saying. As more of these applications get built out, you need more storage options. They can, you know, they'll just kind of grow organically over time. So next question here. Do you still think FTT will go up during Christmas or the holidays?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, it's kind of one of these things. You got Terra and you got Avalanche running against the general market right now. Yeah. Let's see, what has FTT done? So this is kind of where I stand on it. I would say I don't expect FTT, when we were talking about these coins pumping, this had a lot to do with the overall market. The overall market moving up as we were expecting. I expect FTT and I expect the other one we talked about, Thor Chain, to go up when the market goes up. But the Thor Chain one may be a little bit different because they are doing their there it is, Rune. They are doing their mainnet launch next week, I think, right? So unfortunately for Thor Chain, I do expect it to have a pump this week as it moves towards mainnet. But unfortunately, you know, we were expecting it to be launching its mainnet when things were going positive, and they haven't been positive. So, you know, guys, the market is driven by Bitcoin, period. You have outliers. You have things that pump. It can be based on VC money. It can be based on insiders. It can be based on a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, if Bitcoin is not rallying, especially if people were expecting it to rally and is not rallying, then at that point, you know, we're probably not going to see, you know, anything really move consistently.
All right. Back to that question you originally pulled: sand or mana? Question mark.
Yeah, I'm going with sand. I think that sand is just, it just offers more. I think of sand more as a game. I think of mana more as just virtual real estate. And I know there probably will be some gamification with it. We know Digital Currency Group is behind Digital Currency Group is behind Decentraland as well as a lot of other projects out there, including they own CoinDesk, and some other ones as well, including CoinFlex. Weird, isn't it? But Digital Currency Group, you know, everything they touch turns to gold. And so you may want to run with that from a price perspective, but in terms of utility and in terms of what we think is going to be the better metaverse, the betaverse, if you will, the betaverse. That sounds like betaverse. That would get a lot of jokes, which could be good. I would say I'd go with Sandbox all day.
Sandbox over mana. Now, here's another question along the similar lines. If you had $1,000 to invest today, would you go on Wax NFT gaming or Mana, Decentraland, Metaverse?
I mean, just from a pure investment standpoint, I'm going Decentraland.
Same.
Yeah.
And for similar reasons to what you just said, Wax, great project, good gaming project, not necessarily in the club, for the big money players out there. Decentraland, Mana, like you mentioned, being backed by DCG gives it good long-term staying power. And it's just a household name in this space. Like everybody says, Sandbox or Mana. Wax kind of gets left out of that conversation a lot. Not saying Wax isn't a great blockchain for gaming and NFTs, but from an investment standpoint, Decentraland seems to perform better.
Yeah, I think so. Izzy Boss wants to know if we're going to do more content during the bear, more car content.
Potentially.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Once we get it back.
Yeah.
I could have been killed in that accident. It was a giant truck, but some people think it's funny.
Last question. What is the best way to get involved in crypto for the long haul? Investing, contributing, legislation, regulation, involvement? How? Question mark.
Make a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's easy. You'll get to 1 million subscribers before you know it. I would say the best, look, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, it depends on what your skill set is. If you're a graphic designer, you probably don't want to be a lobbyist. If you have a political science degree, like you probably don't want to be a Telegram admin, it just really depends on what you want to do, what you want to be, but always look for a way to get involved. I love to use the example. Yes, the accident was in the Lambo. I got in 2 accidents in a row that were not my fault, back-to-back days. One in the TRX and the next day in the Lambo. Both people hit me both times. So crazy. But anyways, the point here is that, when it comes to, what was the question again? I lost my train of thought.
How to get involved, or
right. When it comes to what you want to get involved with, I always use the example of the guy that's I believe he's still there. I don't know why he wouldn't be, but the COO of TokenMetrics.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what he started out as? An admin in a Telegram chat. So I would say whatever projects you want to be involved in, try to go directly to their Telegrams or their Discords. Make yourself known on their social media. Make yourself indispensable, and that's an easy way to get involved and try to figure stuff out. And it's a process. So you may not end up with the same place you're jumping in at,
right?
But you'll learn more about crypto and how to get involved. So, but I mean, doing social media, and YouTube is a good thing for the people that have that kind of talent. A lot of people would tell you I had no talent in the beginning, but
well, I think, like you said, just find the way you
TJ said I wasn't interesting.
I said, when specifically regarding Joe Rogan, was that conversation.
Yeah, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Now I can beat him in badminton.
Well, we'll see. Maybe. He might be pretty good badminton player for all you know.
Badminton?
Badminton. But what I was going to say is, like find the way to get involved that fits your skill set. And kind of like what you mentioned, you may not find it the first try, but if you keep at it, keep interacting with people in the space, teams, and just trying to help out as much as possible, there's a lot of ways to get involved and start earning in crypto. And that's when you really start building wealth for yourself, I would say, is when you learn to earn in crypto. So, all right, let's get into the charts.
Let's do it. Hold on, as we're doing this, let me check something out real quick. I'm going to see if there was anything. One of the SEC commissioners is leaving. I don't know if you know that. Commissioner Roisman. Did you know Roisman?
No.
I didn't know him.
I'm not a big political person.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're just checking up on some chats there. All right. Let's move into the charts. And, something that I saw that I thought was really interesting is, if you remember last week, we talked about how with Market Cipher, we talked about how these green dots work. I don't know if you guys know these green dots. Have you guys heard of the green dots?
I've heard it's a thing.
Yeah, I think you have. This is the Coinbase chart. Let me actually go to the ByBit chart.
Do they work?
Do they work? Do you want me to go over it? Because I can. We need some green dot merch.
Yeah. We talked about it. I wanted to make a t-shirt with a big green dot on it that just says, go long or long me or something like that.
Something like that. But we've looked at over time how these things like almost always play out. And, like 9 out of the last 11. Now, counting that last 11 would include what we're seeing right now, would be these two right here down at the bottom. That may or may not play out at this point. But I would say that I believe that they are going to play out, but there is kind of an extended movement over here. Now, something I saw this morning on the chart, which I do not see right now, I think it disappeared, which is really interesting. But this morning, now you have to wait on the daily chart, obviously. You have to let things confirm, right? So you can have stuff that pops up that doesn't confirm. Like these green dots, it actually takes 2 days for them to confirm because they pop up on one day. It has to close. And then the next day when it starts, when the next daily candle starts, you get the confirmation that it printed. So there's a difference between a print and a confirmation on any indicator. You get a symbol that prints on an indicator, but you got to wait till the next candle for it to be confirmed, because if it doesn't, it'll go away. This morning, we had something really interesting happening when Bitcoin was down below 46,000, when it was at like 45,000, which was right here. We had a yellow X pop up on the daily. This reminds me so much of what was going on the last time we got the green dots, where it looked like they were not going to play out. We had the yellow X. Well, and when you get one that prints and disappears, that means it's very close to happening. What are these yellow X's on Market Cipher? They generally mean market manipulation. That's what they need, okay? Now, or that's what they mean. You're usually only getting these near the bottom because they're trying to manipulate, they're trying to squeeze the last juice out of a dump. So the fact that this morning we had one of these pop up and disappear is very telling. Now, there's also something else interesting going on with the daily chart here on Market Cipher. If you look down here at Market Cipher B, look at this. For the first time since August, the beginning of August, we now have Bitcoin on the RSI here showing oversold. Is that right? Did I get that right? Oversold, or is it overbought? I always forget which one's which. Yeah, it's oversold at this point, meaning the price should bounce back up. So if we go back to where this started showing up over the summer, because this will be the only time all year, I'm pretty sure, that we would have been in this territory. Let me go back and double check that. Yeah, going back to 2020, at the end of the year, in between the October and November, we did have a little bit where it was oversold, and we know what that led to. That led to this right here, right? You come back to the mini bear market, and you see the entire time it was oversold. And you can see the interesting thing is these yellow X's were popping up during this time, meaning that really back here, it was pretty close to a bottom. There's manipulation moving to push the price down. Now, are we going to see a prolonged period of the price being oversold? If that's the case, that's really not probably too bullish for the short term, but mega bullish for the long term. And I think that's definitely something to keep your eye on here. We're seeing some stuff in the chart that we haven't really seen before. And, in my opinion, 41,000 remains, and we'll talk about it today with Carl on the channel on a video later on, which is the $41,000 level is very strong. And if it goes below 41,000, we should be concerned. If it stays above it, we should still be bullish. And I still believe in a shorter term pump here. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like tomorrow the price is going to 100K or by Christmas or anything like that. We are now officially, by the end of this week, we'll officially be into winter, which I certainly didn't think that, we were going to be here at this point, but here we are, and it is what it is. And so now we really got to start looking for opportunity. Where can we see some opportunity? And it may get to where the opportunity is selling. That could certainly be the point, but we do not believe that is the point right now. So, okay. All right. Let's move on to, this is a mention of a project that we are invested in. We want to show you guys the trailer here, which we never can get the audio.
I was going to say, are the headphones plugged in? Because that's generally the issue. Audio output on that computer, because I should be able to pull your audio in. But can you look at the audio output and see what it's set to?
Yeah.
Worst case, you could always just put the mic up to
audio. Yeah, that's what we usually end up doing. So output, iMac speakers.
No,
I want that aggregate device.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the only thing is it's on such a delay here that we never know for like 10 seconds or 30 seconds if it's working right. Here we go. Let's show it. Let's see what we can do here. Here's a trailer.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
So I can hear it.
I can do all this. I should be a robot. That was pretty cool.
We could actually be getting set up for the special guest ones.
Oh yeah, we could. Sure.
We might just scoot the monitor. And we're back.
Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So this is Kyle Chase. Is that how you say your last name? Just
Chasse.
Chasse. It's spelled Chase, just so everybody knows.
With two S's.
With two S's. It's almost spelled Chase. It's spelled Chasse. Everyone knows that. Okay. He's not Canadian, if anyone was wondering. I established that earlier today. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Yeah, man, I'm great. Good to be here in the middle of America.
Yeah, that's right. An important question that everyone wants to know: how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2",
or 189 centimeters for all non-Americans out there.
All these 6'2" and 6'3" people trying to make me look like I'm 5'4". Kyle, am I short?
I think you're as tall as me, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you. He's gonna make it around here. He's gonna make it. So now we were just looking at big time game, the big time game and metaverse and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think it's amazing. I mean, you have basically the all-star team. You got Ari from Decentraland running the blockchain side of things, and then a bunch of guys from from Fortnite and a lot of other AAA games that are on the team. So it's going to do amazing.
Yeah. Now, can you talk a little bit about who you are and what you do? I guess let's start there.
Yeah. So I've been in crypto since 2012 and have been very, very actively involved. I started building the world's first Bitcoin lottery in 2013 and have been full-time in the space ever since then. My parent company I run is Master Ventures, and our project is Paid Network as well. It's a kind of our flagship project, which has Paid Ignition, the launchpad. And then we also run the largest incubator in Asia, and do a lot of advising on projects. And then I have my own YouTube channel and things like that too. Not nearly as big as yours, but it's a lot of great content.
Yeah, and can you talk a little bit about how, in a loose way, you're involved in metaverse?
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, we've been going. The first project I had advised was Ultra.io, and I was a gamer growing up, but actually, kind of 10 years had a gap from that when I started working a bunch. And Nicholas and David from Ultra really kind of filled me back in on how far games have evolved, NFTs, and I've been kind of full on ever since then. So it's a organic fit for me to be heavily involved in it now. And we own land and a bunch of different metaverse projects and games, and yeah, been really excited about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people know we've been talking about for a while that we're really moving more towards metaverse. Wait, am I over there?
Yep.
More towards metaverse content. I just know where it is. Metaverse content here on the channel, especially, if we do in fact go to a bear market, which I believe that we will at some point in the relatively, near future. But I want to talk about the markets because you've been around since 2012.
Yep.
Right. You've been around for a while. You've seen a lot of different, things happen in crypto. What do you think about what we're seeing in this market right now?
So I think personally, this is my own gut feeling. I don't really look at charts too much. But I did see from the 2016-17 bull run, we did see a lot of, between 29 to 38% pullbacks. And so, like you said earlier, I think that 42,000 mark will probably be touched for a bit before we come back up. I just think I pay a lot of attention to macro news, and on my channel, that's what it covers, a lot of macro adoption. And to me, it seems like there's just too much already like that to see another multi-year bear market. There's every single day there's massive news. Back in the early days, I was excited if Bitcoin was mentioned on a radio at all. Now it's every single day, countries, governments, institutions. I mean, even Fidelity put out, Fidelity, the parent company of Fidelity is Tiger Management, which has trillions of dollars under management. It's insane. And so if Fidelity puts out a report saying that Bitcoin will be $100 million by 2035, we have to start heading that direction quite soon. So I'm always kind of a permanent bull, but I'm also overly optimistic at times.
Yeah. Well, I can't relate to that at all. I have no idea what you mean there. I'm always doom and gloom on this channel. Now, Kyle, if I remember correctly, we were on Rand's channel together on Crypto Banner, and you were saying that the same thing, that you didn't think that there would be a bear market, and then literally the next week, Bitcoin dropped 55%.
I mean, it was a flash crash.
Yeah, it was a flat. Well, it went down there, and it did. It did stay down pretty good. That was May. I mean, well, I guess that was like the very beginning of May when we were on that channel together, I believe. And I said I still believe in a bear market, and to this day, I still believe in a bear market. And so you think, even despite the fact that there was a 55% crash, like you still because how much of a gap is there really between 55 and 85%? I mean, 30% is the exact number, but it seems like if we can have a 55% move that quickly, why could we not have an 85% move over a 2-year period?
I just think there's too much buy pressure from, like, Michael Saylor's sitting there on the buy button. El Salvador's on the buy button. Every other billionaire on the planet is on the buy button. I think there's too much opportunistic people that are looking for pullbacks like this, and people are probably buying the dip right now. I just think that, actually, I have a theory too, kind of the opposite of most people, that we're actually having shorter market cycles. So I think that we're pretty clearly in a bear market right now. It might not be as.
Ooh, that's a good point.
It's
that means I called the top, guys. Right? I mean, I called the top, right? I said into September, it was like the first week of November, it was off by. I said the market would between October and November, I thought we would have, or between October and Thanksgiving, I thought we'd have an altcoin season.
I think we've seen 4 cycles this year already.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen clearly
a shortening cycles theory.
Yeah. And so that's what I think we're happy. I think we're in this
kind of as a W
shortening cycle, but if you zoom out, we're in the super cycle essentially. I think that's where we're headed.
Well, I think Mike could even track that all the way back to that summer pump of 2019. If you remember 2019, the price went up to $14,000 out of nowhere. It was like a mini bull market in the middle of the bear market. Maybe that is what we're seeing. It's very interesting. But go ahead.
It's my theory. That's my theory, for sure.
I still feel like, though, that it's still ultimately driven by the halving events. I mean, do you feel like the halving events are going to remain a crucial part of Bitcoin?
I think it's always psychologically a big part, but I think that with the supply shock is already pretty inevitable. We've seen like the lowest amount of Bitcoin ever on exchanges today. I think that a lot of the big whales still have power to manipulate the market. I think that's exactly what happens when we see these big, huge pullbacks. It's all manipulation, giving people an opportunity to get back into the market. But no, I think that is a very important psychological point, because it reminds people of the supply shock. Right now, it doesn't feel like there's a supply shock, but there really is, and that's going to become every day. When I talk to OTC desk and things like that, they say that maybe 5 or 10% of the OTC deals are people that are diamond hands that want to buy and hold forever. So out of all that daily volume that happens off chain, a bit of that is going into people who are going to be holding this and not selling no matter what. And so eventually it's going to get in the hands of strong hands, diamond hands, long enough to where that supply will just completely dry up. At that point, we have nowhere else to go.
Do you be very interested to get your take on this, because you are, you deal with a lot of VCs, and with Master Ventures, you're behind the scenes a lot. How much manipulation goes on in the world of crypto? Yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know if anyone here watching this, if you guys haven't seen it, go Google like Chinese firm dumping Bitcoin or something like that, and you can see just a firm that literally is just dumping Bitcoin, and everyone going crazy and seeing this huge candles being printed. It's crazy. And I think it's obvious, and we still haven't seen the major pushback from the central banks, the powers that be. They're not going to be happy about Bitcoin becoming a world reserve currency. It's inevitable, in my opinion, that it'll happen, but we still haven't seen that war happen. And when that war happens, it's going to be pretty serious, I think.
When is that war going to happen? What's the date on that?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I have no idea. I don't try to predict the markets. So
yeah, I think it's probably more like 40 to 50 years down the road before we start there. I think we're going to see U.S. dollar move into the U.S. digital dollar as a reserve currency, and eventually that will run its course. And I think that's probably when. Yeah. No, 50 years is just a total guess. Yeah. But I think that's kind of the process. What do you think about that? Do you think we are going to see digital dollar come in at some point?
100%. I mean, I also have this other theory. See, I have a lot of theories.
I like theories. Yeah, I like them. I give a lot of them, and people hate me for it down the road.
Yeah, and they're totally off. Just things I come up with myself. Like, so everyone always says that this economy that we have, the money printer go brr and all the stuff, that it's not sustainable, and that eventually it's got to give. And I think that the U.S. government is just planning the central bank digital dollar, and waiting till it's fully tested and ready to implement. And then what they're going to do is let the markets crash, collapse, total collapse. And then they're going to be like, everyone's going to be like devastated. And they're going to be, guys, hold on. It's all good. We have this central bank digital dollar. It's blockchain. And it's going to solve all our problems. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the same monetary policy. It'll be infinite supply and completely centralized. But it'll be this kind of gimmick for them to roll it out and a perfect excuse to do it. So this is my theory. It's inevitable that eventually probably the markets have to collapse, but they're going to prop it back up with this central bank digital dollar. That's kind of my conspiracy theory.
It's weird because I think we say the same thing.
I was gonna say, I like that.
Sounds pretty similar. You must have been watching the channel, Kyle.
Actually, yeah.
Were you gonna say actually no? I haven't been, because that's gonna be a big problem as well if you say that.
No, but I'm your biggest fan.
Well, thank you so much.
Watch every single day.
I watch your channel as well. That's how I knew how to pronounce your last name. It's so awesome.
But one thing I want to say before I leave is
sure.
I'm really one thing I'm very passionate about is going full-time crypto. I think like everyone I've ever met loves it. I could never imagine going back to another career. And this is one of the things also I talk about my channel too, is I actually made videos on anybody that's watching this, no matter what your passion is, what your skill set is. If you like to throw parties, just do crypto events. Go throw after parties at crypto events. If you're an attorney, I think I got whatever is in here. It's not the Omicron, guys.
We're killing people live on air here.
But if you're an attorney, like, don't go and be a bottom, intern. Just go through your law school and then go to crypto conference and tell people you're a crypto attorney. Obviously, no crypto law, but you can jump through years of working your way up the ladder if you just go straight into crypto. Photographer, all these things apply. So I think that it's the best thing that people can do. You're gonna make more money. You're gonna be happier. It's a better audience, better community.
Yeah, I think that's all really great stuff. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I think we're going to finish the show, and then maybe we'll go lunch afterwards, and we're going to go show them the new studio.
See you guys.
So you guys check that out. And if you could, TJ, if you could find his YouTube channel and post a link in the chat.
Yes, I can absolutely do that while you are rearranging up there. We'll all watch you play with your computer.
I used to work for a moving company.
2 S's.
That's the first lie I ever told on the channel. I did not work in a moving company. Just wanted to show off my computer picking up skills. Now I'm like way off. Here we go. Okay. Does the screen look good? Computer look good, I mean?
Yes, good enough.
Okay. Good enough. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's move on here. Bitcoin, Ethereum dip in bearish Asia session, as China rate cut fails to inspire risk buying. Bitcoin has carved out most of its year-to-date gains against during the American hours. Bitcoin and Ether were trading lower again in Asian hours. Now, if you guys didn't know, the Asian hours, I think they come to play in kind of 8 o'clock at night, somewhere around there for if you live in the Eastern United States, somewhere thereabouts, maybe a little bit later than that. But that really kind of sets the tone for, what will probably happen in the American markets at the opening, because that happens during the closed hours of the American markets. Press time, Bitcoin was trading near 46.6. Data provided by options trader Frederick Collins shows that Bitcoin and Ether have consistently faced selling pressure during the Asian hours this year. And Kyle was just talking about the large Chinese firm dumping Bitcoin, so it shouldn't surprise anybody. Both cryptos have taken hits in big hits in the last few weeks. Trend continued on Monday despite the PBOC taking steps to cushion the economy by cutting rates. Chinese central bank announced a cut in its 1-year loan prime rate, a de facto benchmark rate since 2019. Let's see here. This is from Jim Bianco. He says China is the biggest country at the beginning of the supply chain. Now, I would wonder if maybe people are saying VeChain is crashing today. Is that true?
I don't know.
A lot of people are talking about VeChain in the comments today. What is VeChain doing right now? Down 5%, down 1% for the week. Not too bad. Down at 7.8 cents. I can't believe it's down that low. It's so crazy. Interesting theory from Kyle talking about the possible shortening cycles. We're seeing a lot more mini cycles within the larger cycles. Could be something true. Traders delay $100,000 Bitcoin prediction. But still expect a blow-off top in 2022. How many people we got watching, by the way?
That's funny you ask. I was just pulling that up.
Oh, okay. Almost 11,000. Pretty good today.
10,800 people. Only 3,100 likes, though.
I was told our numbers would be fixed. That's what I was told. And then they seem to be back. So, guys, go ahead and do us a favor. Smash the like button. How many likes was that? 3,200?
31.
3,100. Good. Do us a favor, guys. Smash the like button. If you're watching on mobile, X out, hit the like button. Watch on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner screen, 3 dots, more actions, more options, react. Like this video. If you're a hater, you can dislike it, but I'll never see it. So
thanks, YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube. I really enjoy, because it's funny, like we've had some coordinated stuff against us recently. We probably would have some people disliking the video if they thought I'd see it. Too bad, folks. And we got verified on Twitter. What a great week. $100,000 Bitcoin is probably not happening, but analysts are hopeful that Bitcoin can end the year above 50K, kick off early 2022 with a new all-time high. Data from Cointelegraph, Markets Pro, and TradingView shows that the bounce in price seen in Bitcoin following remarks from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has pretty much evaporated over the past 48 hours. I mean, that certainly was, seemed like it was the news event we were waiting for, and it didn't happen. Nothing really moved. Pseudonymous Twitter analyst Rect Capital compared the current price action to the consolidation in May through July. And if I remember correctly, this Rect Capital guy has been dead on a lot more stuff than he's been wrong about.
Yeah.
Like, I remember he was talking about XRP pumping before anybody else. I believe it's the same guy. I might be wrong, but I think I made fun of him. Or maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was a different guy. I can't remember or not, but I'm pretty sure we've covered some different stories with this guy being pretty dead on with his TA. So pretty good stuff. He said Bitcoin is still consolidating inside these two key bull market EMAs, just like in May 2021. But the only problem I would say here is that if we are consolidating here, it looks like we'll have many more weeks of this, which, I mean, what do you think? Do you think the market can survive another 3-month-long period of consolidation right now?
That's a tough question. I think, yes.
And by that, I mean the sentiment, like
the sentiment.
The sentiment has got to, that's the trick with manipulating the market.
Right.
You have to push the price down, but keep the sentiment well enough so that when the price moves back up, people will pile in. And that's the game that the whales and the media play.
And so I would answer that with yes and no, because I think if you were to take the crypto market in a vacuum alone, yes, there's enough innovation, excitement, people intrigued about learning more about crypto right now. But if you take the macro global economy as a whole, I don't think it has enough time to last 3, 4, 5 months without something major, another major market coming under attack. So yes, from the crypto hype standpoint, but I think we're running out of time when it comes to other markets breaking down sometime next year.
Yeah. Here is a little bit. 44,000 could possibly be the bottom, according to Michael Vanda Pop. Here is
a lot of people seem to be in that 39 to 45 range.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't see anybody below 40. I haven't seen it. Maybe you're seeing people saying 39. A lot of people say 40 to 41. If it goes below that, we're in trouble.
Well, that's what I mean. Below 40, people saying 39, whatever.
People talking about Pulse Chain in there. What's going on with Pulse Chain? Is that thing launched yet?
I have no idea.
I don't know. That'll be somebody said Richard Hart called it. No, actually, if you remember correctly, Richard Hart said that 64K was the top, and then we were in a bear market, and then we went back up to $69,000 a few months later. So,
but he says he called it.
Yeah, he says he called it. Yeah. And we look. I like Richard personally. I don't have a lot of problems with him. I think he's very maybe too honest about stuff sometimes. I know TJ and I disagree on that, but we have some Pulse Chain. I'm not promoting it. I won't promote it. I'm not going to do a video on it, but definitely I'm watching it. Just like, look, Hex was very interesting watching the price of that thing. That was crazy. But anyways, what I want to say here, lastly, to wrap up this segment was, I can't remember. I had something to say about this. Do you remember what it was without me telling you? Look here, 44,000. Looking at the price. Can you?
Does it have something to do with time, with 3 or 4 months being taken out and still rallying after that?
Yeah, maybe we'll see the XRP case end soon. I think it was. Oh, I remember what it was. Pun, our favorite named commenter there, Pun Any Vamper. He said, "Isn't it weird that I finally get verified when Jack Dorsey steps down?" Just saying, you make fun of a man's nose ring for 4 years, he might hold that against you. So, but he can't hold you too hard or too strong because he has a nose ring. So, Fidelity's Timmer says Ether is undervalued. Here is why. And a lot of people are saying that Ethereum is dead. I mean, a lot of people are saying, yes, it's making progress against Bitcoin, but it didn't make nearly the kind of high we were expecting it to. And a lot of people are saying that Ethereum is dead. A lot of people are putting too much focus on these other projects like Avalanche and Solana. And we haven't seen the movement from this that we thought that we were going to see. But could it be that actually Ethereum is undervalued? Maybe it's not dead. And if you look, especially if you compare the Fear and Greed Index, it's like when you look at the times when people are the most scared, that's really when the projects were the most undervalued. So Jurian Tremer, just keep it up, director of global macro at mutual fund behemoth Fidelity Investments, argues that Ether, the second largest crypto, is undervalued, that's a typo, compared to Bitcoin in a recent Twitter thread. So, well, how would we do that, TJ? If you can come up with a way to do it, then certainly.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But we can do it on Around the Blockchain.
Yeah, there you go.
Do it on that.
Perfect.
Let's do that. We announce it. Tell people to come back and watch.
We'll talk about it at the end.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring them up and do it.
Sure.
Perfect. While Bitcoin's network, we're going to do a big giveaway later. But we'll talk about what it is. That's a little teaser for you guys. Well, Bitcoin's network is growing steadily. Ethereum's network is growing rapidly. Scale versus scarcity. Comparing BTC's valuation to ETH, we see a big discount for ETH, presumably because investors reward BTC for its superior scarcity dynamics. Whether ETH will continue to catch up to BTC will be an interesting thing to watch in 2022. His analysis is based on the rapid growth experienced by the Ethereum network. He notes Bitcoin has been significantly outpaced by its competitor, which Ethereum and Bitcoin are not competitors. I don't know why this narrative exists. It's kind of like, I guess, comparing Tom Brady to Michael Jordan. Like, that's really what it's like. Yeah. They're not actually competitors. They're both great at what they do. And people would probably like to have the argument of like, who's greater at their sport? Was it Michael Jordan or was it Tom Brady? Or is it Tom Brady? He did get shut out for the first time in 15 years last night. But it was against the Saints. I hate them too. My son asked who we cheer for. I said that they both lose.
Right.
But the fact is that they're not competitors, but Ethereum still has been outpacing Bitcoin. It's vastly outperforming it, gaining a whopping 260% against the crypto kings, or the crypto king talking about Bitcoin. Timmer believes that Bitcoin's price appreciation is not solely attributed to the stock to flow model. I don't believe in the stock to flow model anymore, which is very painful for me to say because I put so much stock and credence into it. Or is it Timmer, not Trimmer? I'm saying Trimmer. I guess I could be a little trimmer, possibly, especially with the holiday weight. I packed on a little bit of holiday weight. The people that are making comments, they're right. Okay, they said I could be Santa for Christmas. Either call demand signals anticipation of end of year rally. And I would say be careful with this because we certainly did think we were going to see a Bitcoin end of year rally, and we still may. But as you saw, a lot of people are pushing the 100K call into future months, and we talked about in the beginning. Notably, bullish flows hit Ether's options market early Monday, indicating budding hope for a recovery rally ahead of the year. Institution-focused over-the-counter desk paradigm saw 18,500 contracts of the $4,400 call option, 14,000 contracts of the $4,200 call option change hands during the Asian hours. Let's see, we don't need to explain what those are. You either know or you don't know at this point. Theoretically, the $4,400 call represents a bet that Ether would settle above that level on December 31st. So you guys can look here. This is these are the different levels of the contracts. Either we have broken down below the trend line. And look, we've broken down below the trend line on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I do believe that is probably why we need some kind of news event to push it up. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, TJ? You think Ethereum is gonna have an end of year rally?
End of year. I mean, what? That's next week, basically.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
It's hard to say at this point.
I think we will see another rally for Ethereum soon. I'm not sure if it'll be end of year or not. It is really hard to say because it feels like a lot like right now, everything's trading sideways right about the time it lulls everybody to sleep. Something, you usually get a big pop. but it could either be this week, next week, or it could be 4 or 5 weeks from now. But I think we get one, between now and sometime in January. We'll get a move.
Well, we definitely got one last year, and it was not, we had a really big pullback right before Christmas, like on the 22nd or 23rd we talked about before. So we'll see what happens. I think, Ben, try vegan. No, thank you. I can promise you. I think there is like a requirement when you're vegan to eat vegetables, and the answer to that is no. So I'll take some vitamins instead.
He doesn't do well with vegetables.
I do not do well with vegetables. We're going to go to a Mexican restaurant for lunch, specifically because it's the only one that I know that does not put onions in the ground beef. So I know I still eat like I'm 8 years old. 3 reasons why Solana could see additional upside in 2022. Steady ecosystem growth, institutional investment, and a healthy derivatives market are strong signals that Solana will continue to be a top contender in 2022. I think Solana has firmly established itself in the conversation. We see this a lot with projects that go up. Somebody said vegans are delicious. I'd rather be a fruitarian. The fact is that, Solana has now established itself in the conversation for top smart contract platform. Now, do I think it'll beat Ethereum? No. Do I think, it will beat Cardano? No, I actually don't. But is that a question now? Is that questionable? Absolutely. I mean, Solana has put itself in that conversation, but has Solana really been stress tested? We talk about this a lot, which is when you look at Ethereum, it's a catch-22. It's a rich man's problem. It's something where, because it's a good problem to have, the fees are so high and it's not scalable because they have so many transactions. Solana can't touch it in transactions right now. When all the major NFT projects are on Solana, or there's a lot more of them out there, then we can kind of see what's going on with Solana. It's already had to be shut down once. It got shut. It had a problem last week as well. It's had multiple problems. So I think Solana is in the conversation. But just like with, arguing, sometimes I feel so much like we're arguing about crypto projects and what's good and what's not. Like we're just talking about sports. It feels so similar to sports. Because if you were to go talk about yesterday, what happened in the NFL, every single person who was picking these games would have picked the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Detroit Lions. Then you know what happened? The Detroit Lions went out and they beat the Cardinals. And all the people that were saying, oh, they would definitely win the game, they look really dumb. Because things fluctuate in sports from day to day. And crypto is just like that. Things fluctuate. One day you say, man, this project, it looks really great. But just like an NFL team, none of these crypto projects are perfect. None of these projects have all pros and no cons. And the con with Solana is every time it's been pushed, it seems to have had an issue. Ethereum has been pushed and pushed and pushed. And we see it has had issues with high gas fees and scalability, but it hasn't shut down. Ethereum is not shut down. You go on early on in Ethereum, it certainly had a lot of problems with the DAO and the hack, and that's how Ethereum Classic came to be. And well, how Ethereum became the current Ethereum chain. The original Ethereum chain, for you guys who are newer to crypto, is Ethereum Classic. Why it's called Ethereum Classic. But that's a whole other story for a whole different day. But the point is, it's a competitor and it's good, but will it outlast Ethereum? That is certainly yet to be seen. Solana has become a top contender in the smart contract industry. Networks TVL has grown to $660 million, stretches across more than 40 dApps to hit an all-time high above $11 billion. When you look here, this is Avalanche, Solana, Binance Coin, and Polygon priced in USD. You see Solana has pumped. You see AVAX has pumped. You see Luna has pumped against Bitcoin. No, I'm sorry, it's not in Bitcoin, in US dollar wise. And you can look here and see that, Binance Coin has not moved. It looks like Matic has not really moved that much, this year, but it finally started to move here. Didn't it set a new all-time high? Didn't Matic just set a new all-time high last week?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that it did.
It's close to it, but I know it peaked
Maybe it didn't.
a while back too. Yeah, it's close.
No, I think it passed it. That is 243. 248. It did just set a new all-time high. So maybe this chart is a couple days old or a week old or something. By analyzing the past 6 months, there's apparent decoupling from Terra, Solana, and Avalanche when compared to the other smart contract platform competitors. Solana's market cap is more than double that of Avalanche and Terra. Solid evidence of a growing ecosystem, judging by investor appetite. And did you hear? Did they announce the MetaMask token over the weekend too?
I'm not sure.
Did you hear about that, Kyle?
A MetaMask token?
Yeah.
Yeah, rumors.
Just rumors still? I saw somebody said it was confirmed. Maybe it's just still a rumor at this point. Let me look that up real quick. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. Yeah, I know. But they say, they say it's probably the using the internal exchanger, which is what's going to be it. No, it doesn't look like it's on here confirmed anywhere. I saw a graphic on Instagram that showed it was confirmed. So maybe that's not correct. But anyways, Ethereum's leading DApp is Uniswap. Radium is about half of that, it looks like. Avalanche is highly concentrated on the Trader Joe DeFi app. So Solana leads in TVL users and derivatives over those other ones. So we'll continue to watch. I mean, Solana is definitely a major competitor. So, all right. Polkadot Parachains go live, capping years-long tech build for ambitious crypto projects. The first 5 Parachains, which we've talked about, I know the first 2, Akala, Moonbeam, Parallel Finance, Astar, and Clover. So that's kind of a cool thing. And we still need to get a new Polkadot pillow. Does somebody want to make pillows for us? That's the question.
Call Jasmine.
Polkadot, an underlying framework for connecting various blockchains, launches first set of Parachains. Some 5 years in development. The milestone follows the completion of the first 5 Parachain auctions. Let's see. We talked about what they are. They're focused on DeFi. No single blockchain design works optimally for every use case. Each chain comes with trade-offs, making it good for some applications and not others. Parachains are able to lease a slot on Polkadot's relay chain up to 96 weeks at a time. And ultimately, it will offer 100 Parachain slots. And that's the new Polkadot logo, if you missed it. It reminds me of one of those suction cup balls. You know what I'm talking about, TJ?
Yeah.
Suction cup balls.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's just missing some in the middle. Here's what I'll say about Polkadot. It's very interesting that the leading Parachain auctions have gone to, the victories have gone to DeFi-related projects, as it was talking about here. Now, there is a narrative that DeFi is dead. That DeFi is dying. It is firmly out of popularity, and that people are looking at NFTs and metaverse, and DeFi is getting left behind. And when it comes, who said Bing Bong?
They were saying, I said it. They were saying it in the chat. Made me say it.
No, I missed it. I didn't
say
even
it.
see it.
They love it.
Bing Bong.
Yeah.
You see these dogs in the yard? You know I'm upstairs going hard. Byron. Okay, I know that trend. I'm on the ticker talk.
Thanks, TikTok.
I'm on the ticker talkie for sure. So here's the thing. DeFi related. We're told DeFi is kind of dead. Are we going to see a renaissance in DeFi on these other platforms, on Polkadot? We're seeing it with Avalanche right now. We're seeing it with Terra Luna right now. We're seeing it with Solana right now. Will this once again take hold to where we see a multi-chain DeFi summer again? Something like that. Because Ethereum was pretty much, and Binance Smart Chain were the only 2 that were really established during that time. And so I don't know what we'll see with, with that in the future, but it is very interesting. So Polkadot, definitely a project to watch. So let's move on here. Let's go ahead and wrap this up here in the next 5 minutes. XRP, Ripple's Craig DeWitt becomes vice chair of U.S. Faster Payments Council. Did you know this exists?
The U.S. Faster Payments Council?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Ripple director will coordinate CBDC research in an influential fintech organization. Now he's staying with them, though. I mean, can y'all not see what's happening with this case? I mean, can y'all not see where this is going? We have all kinds of Ripple people moving in different places of prominence. We have Ripple moving forward with so many different projects with their ODL, more banks accepting it. I mean, Brad Garlinghouse putting out their, suggestions for regulation. So I tell you what, it would have been so interesting. Brad Garlinghouse should have been at the that hearing that Sam Bankman-Fried was at.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been good?
Yeah, he does well at those type of settings.
Yeah.
Because he he's in the middle. He can speak to both sides pretty well. He has a decent understanding of the regulation side and obviously the crypto side.
When is Brad Garlinghouse going to come on my channel?
Probably after you ask him.
I've never asked it. Brad, come on my channel. Love to talk to you. Mr. DeWitt has taken to Twitter to share the details of his new appointment in the fintech segment. He will coordinate the council's activity in the field of cross-border payments. They got a mole in there, folks. They got a mole. So, and then we got this. XRP and Luna are outperforming the top 20 at press time. So Ripple was up at the time of this article, which would have been today. I don't know what 1358 is. I mean, I do know, but that doesn't make sense because it's not even that time here. Maybe that's UTC time, which would have been a few hours ago. Let's see if this is still relevant because I didn't think it was at 84 cents. Yeah, almost 85 cents if you round up. XRP up 2%. So it is outgaining the rest of the market, and Terra Luna outgaining the rest of the market. So we didn't look at the biggest winners of the day. XRP coming in, it looks like at number 7 there. Terra Luna at 6. Leo Exchange Token of Bitfinex up. Harmony having a good day, a good week. Yearn Finance continuing to move forward. And that could be an indication of more DeFi popularity, as YFI moving was really one of the things that, really propelled the market forward during the DeFi summer. It was like the first big coin. Compound was probably first. YFI was probably second as we moved into that world. So, and then we also, go ahead.
No, that was one thing I like to look at too, is when things are trading sideways or even trending down a little bit, looking for projects that are performing counter to the market. Like we usually reference typically like throughout the bear market, BNB and Chainlink were two that seem to perform counter to the market. Yeah. So looking at stuff like this, when you see Terra Luna, XRP, I think maybe even Link was mentioned in this one again, that are doing things differently than trending together. It's just always interesting to watch those projects.
Yeah. Love that. And guys, if you're in the XRP army and you love when we do XRP content every day, make sure you smash the like button for us.
Yeah.
We know the XRP army loves us and we love them as well. So it went up to 92 cents and back. I saw your chat. How about that? Thank you, Trent Cleveland, for the 999 super chat. Guys, you go ahead and move on to the last topic as we talk about this here. SEC Commissioner Elad Roisman will leave by end of January. He was sworn in 2018, served as acting chair until 2021. He resigned. So he put in a letter to resign. So very interesting. I think, was he the other one along with Hester Pierce that was decently bullish?
I'm not sure.
He was considered by many to be an ally of the crypto industry. I believe so, for seemingly favorable positions in regulating digital assets. So will this be dangerous? Will this be bad that he's moving out? Who will they move in next? It's a good question. Some of these commissioners tend to be okay. Some of them are dirty as the day is long. All right, so last story of the day, Battle of Banks versus DeFi is a win for individual crypto investors. And I think so, because when we look at when they're going to come after stablecoin staking, for sure, that's going to hurt people seemingly. But I think this is going to push banks to have to offer bigger returns too. I mean, I was talking about that with someone at a family Christmas party yesterday. I mean, you make $1,000 on a lot of money over a period of, 15 years. That's not going to cut it. 0.01% interest just isn't going to cut it anymore. And that's where the consumer wins, is when the crypto regulation and the bank regulation and decisions on staking and interest and things like that, it pushes people, further to the center of being able to make money either way. So in the wake of the global financial crisis and devastating bank runs around the world, including Turkey today, where the lira is crashing, individuals and small business owners who simply want to keep the wealth they are earning are increasingly asking, is my bank working for me? People are waking up to this. Today, with crypto and DeFi platforms on the scene, institutional banks are no longer the only player in the game. In traditional banking and finance, the individual takes on the risk of lending their savings to the banks. Most banks use fractional reserve banking, but of course, they don't have to anymore, which is where if someone deposits 100, the bank can lend out 90 and only has $10 to keep in hand. But we know in the United States that they no longer have to do that. Fractional reserve banking is over, correct?
Yeah, they have 0% fractional.
Yeah. That's why it's really tough for us to go, if we had to withdraw cash, like if I want to go gambling or, you know, go play poker or something, I'll go take out $20,000 from the bank or something like that. It's really hard to do. They have to, takes them a week to get that much money.
Because banks have no money. Keep that in mind in the future.
Exactly. So here's the dollar index versus Bitcoin over the last 9 months.
Wow.
The dollar index, it was rising back there for a while. I have to look, see if that's 100% accurate.
Well, that's against,
chart there. No, it's not against Bitcoin. That's just the dollar index, DXY. Bitcoin obviously going up. Standard interest rates for banks are 0.03 to 0.09%. But if currency debasement is 10%, for instance, then you're still down almost 10%. Look at that, our least favorite bank, BB&T. Man, I hate those people. Which, by the way, can I throw somebody under the bus real quick?
Sure.
I want to throw Vivid Seats under the bus. I used to sell tickets. And Vivid Seats is a place where you can buy resale tickets. Listen to what they did. So we bought tickets for the Orange Bowl. We were on the first. I'm going down to the Orange Bowl with my family for the Georgia-Michigan game, New Year's. And we bought tickets on the first row. They're like $900 a piece. The first row in the end zone. And they just canceled our order out of nowhere. My assistant Allison had sent them all this stuff for verification, and all of a sudden they canceled it. And we called them, and we said, what happened? They said, well, the event was postponed. Well, we looked it up. The event was not postponed. We could still buy tickets. And they said, oh, well, we actually already did the refund, so we can resell you the same tickets back. And I said, okay, fine. Only thing is it was going to be $3,000 higher.
Scam.
We literally were scammed by Vivid Seats. So if you're ever going to buy tickets, and I come from a background of selling tickets, I had a ticket business for a long time, do not use Vivid Seats. They're a horrible company. The customer service is on the other side of the world. They have no idea what's going on with their customers. They don't care. It's definitely absolutely horrible. Do not ever use Vivid Seats. We went with StubHub. Have no problem with StubHub. Check them out. Definitely use them over Vivid Seats. If you use Vivid Seats, you are giving away free money because they're going to steal from you. They're a scammy company, and I hate them. Also, guys, we're going to do a surprise big giveaway, huge giveaway on Around the Blockchain tonight. So make sure that you come back to the show this afternoon at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where we will do that show and do that giveaway. It's going to be real exciting. Make sure you come back. You're going to want to win. Trust me on that. All right, that's all I got. Be blessed. Thanks for Kyle for coming on today. Chasse, that's his last name. Good boy out.